I'm here today with Dan Mahoney. He's the co-founder of Path Energy, the one-stop shop for commercial energy savings. So, Dan, we were just talking about a major pivotal moment in your life, a major physical transformation. You said you used to be 520 pounds, and now you got yourself down to just over 200. So, you can talk about that process, what
Yeah,
you went through?
yeah. I always struggled with weight. It was a problem since I was a small kid. Sort of runs in the family to a degree. Went through sort of up and down, yo-yo weight loss over the years, and then things just started to get worse and worse. And I think sort of there's a pivotal moment for me during COVID, in the middle of the lockdowns, eating worse than ever, piling on the pounds even more. And then I was put on the vulnerable list that we had in the UK, which was you're the ones who are most at risk. You should stay in your homes at all times. And it sort of gave me that moment of, holy hell, I'm going to die by the time I hit 30 at this rate. So decided to change things. I took a bit of a shortcut. I did get bariatric surgery. I got a gastric bypass, which sped up the process, but it's still been a lot of work, hitting the gym, eating well, doing all the right things that you're meant to do. But having that kickstart really made a big difference for me. And yeah, it's been completely transformational, just changed the way I feel, the way I think. I feel sharper in business. I'm more awake, more alert, and the way I can communicate with people is very different. I don't think I'd be sat here on a podcast with yourself if I was still weighing that weight. Confidence is such a big difference as well.
I would think your daily routine has changed a lot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. My daily routine used to like circulate around food. It used to be like, what am I going to have for lunch? What am I going to snack on? What am I going to have for dinner? Like, food was like one of the main thoughts throughout every single day. Whereas now it's like, I still want to eat. I still want to eat nice food, but it's not like always there. It's not this constantly on thing buzzing in the back of my mind. So now my routine's much more wake up in the morning, get ready for the day, start with a coffee, cold shower, bit of like mushroom supplements in the morning, like just being alert, being awake, and then getting straight into work. And yeah, doing some long days, working from morning till night, growing out a business. But it's left me in a place where I have more energy now than I used to, so much more than I ever did. So I feel like I can go and get it still now, and still manage to go to the gym often, get in there, keep fresh, keep fit, and keep the mind going.
Was there a big mentality shift? Did you take up things like meditation, things like that?
Not so much meditation or anything like that as such. It was more that sort of drive and determination mindset, and that let's just go and change things. I'm sort of the type of person where when I decide on something, I want to go and do it. I want to make it happen. And so it's just like a switch flicked in my head, if you like. I think the only real thing that changed in terms of sort of things like that was getting in the gym. I used to hate the thought of exercise. Exercise to me was walking for more than a couple of hundred yards, whereas now I can do an hour in the gym, do 2 hours in the gym. And it was super daunting at first. I remember the first time getting on a treadmill after having the surgery, and I was out in Dubai at the time, actually, sort of lockdown over there, coming back from South Africa. And I was like, right, I'm in a hotel, there's a good gym. I've been sort of losing a bit of weight now after the surgery. Let's try it. It's the most daunting thing, but I just completely fell in love with it. That ability to sweat it all out and get that energy pumping. And back then it's just walking fast that made the difference. Whereas now it's proper circuit training and proper exercises, and still love it.
I think after you accomplish a goal like you did that's that hard, building a business becomes, oh, yeah, we can do this.
Yeah, that's it. I think if you can overcome something in your personal life, then you can overcome something in business life as well. Business is the fun part. Business is a good challenge where, yeah, there's still difficult days and days where you feel like up, down, like I've got to go and do all of this, but still you've got that positive mindset. You can go and tackle it, and you've overcome bigger things. So why can't you overcome a challenge in business?
So when did you form Path Energy?
So Path Energy was formed just under a year ago, actually. So we have a sister business that's been going for a few years, which my other co-founders already operated, and that have been really successful in the residential energy space. And in the UK market, the energy prices had gone crazy after COVID, and then compounded by the war in Ukraine. That really shot our energy prices up, and businesses were really exposed massively. You had some people where their energy bills were going up by 10 times what they were before. Some businesses were closing their doors purely because of the cost of energy. And so we'd been in solar for many years, myself and my partners in various businesses. And so it just felt like the right time to use our expertise to actually help people build a successful business at the same time. It's not like all pure love and joy and just helping people. There is that element to it. But ultimately, we're business people. We want to build something that can help people whilst making us a successful venture. And yeah, in the first year, we've grown massively. We've got a really good team around us, and our pipeline's looking absolutely phenomenal at the moment. So very exciting times.
So when a client comes to you, are you helping them with installs and converting their energy processes? What does it look like?
Yeah, so a client normally comes to us thinking, I've heard solar panels can help reduce energy bills, and that's pretty much it. Like a lot of them, some of them are more technical and have more expertise, but a lot of people think, right, I know solar can somehow save me money, but I don't know exactly how. So we operate a fully turnkey energy process. So what we'll do is we'll first of all get their data. Like data drives everything that we do. So that's the data from the energy meter in their property. We'll look at that, we'll capture that information, and then we'll look at what energy prices are they paying, how is their tariff structured, who are they paying that to, and how long are they contracted for. We'll then look at, can we get them a better deal on their contract? Can we renegotiate that for them for when it's up for renewal to get them a better price? Then we'll go and look at getting solar on their roof. So we'll look at designing a bespoke solar system. So every building, every company has like a unique energy profile. It's like a fingerprint. No two businesses are identical. So we sort of merge the fingerprint on this side with the solar system on this side to sort of mesh together and create the perfect solution. We don't just go on like average figures or anything like that, like some people in the industry do. We drive everything on data to get a really precisely matched system that helps our clients maximize their savings with a minimal outlay. We then look at financing options. So can they get solar with no cost up front? Can they get a fully funded solution? Or can they look at getting it on a loan contract where they're paying it off yearly, and then savings from the system actually pay off the loan and leave them in profit every year? And then once we've done that, we look at other ancillary products like battery storage, which takes solar energy that's not utilized on the site during the day and allows them to use it at night time. So that's really good in like hotels and hospitality, student accommodation, where there's a lot of like empty time in the daytime, but all of usage at night. And then everything else with the energy, really, we look at e-charging, hot water systems, HVAC, everything that feeds into that process to look at how can we get the lowest cost of energy for that client so that they're saving money. And ultimately, the technologies that we put in are green. So we're looking to not only help them save money, but also reduce their carbon footprint, which is great for obviously the environment, but also for them as a business. There's a lot of obligations, a lot of requirements, and ultimately end customers want to work with or buy from companies that are green, that are doing the right thing. And so it helps them to drive business growth at the same time, win new supply contracts with buyers who are looking for those ESG driven companies. So it's quite a 360 solution. And then we go on in life, once systems are installed, to continue monitoring and optimizing and looking at how we can save our clients money for many years to come.
On that initial conversion, what do you see on average, let's say a client saving on their annual energy bill?
So the monetary figure really varies based on how much they're spending, but as a percentage, our average at the moment is about 46% on their daytime energy running costs. To put that in perspective for sort of a typical client, you're looking at them having a bill in excess of £100,000 or $130,000 a year. So you're looking at chopping nearly half of that off, which is a massive saving. And then you have some clients with much bigger bills where they're looking to save hundreds upon hundreds of thousands per year on their bills by going with these technologies. And like I say, the great thing is they can finance it in a way that means, let's say you're paying back a loan of $80,000 or pounds, but saving 100,000 at the same time. So you've laid out no capital up front and you're 20 grand a year better off straight away. And then once you've paid that loan off in 7 or 8 years' time, you own that system anyway, you're still getting the savings, and the system's actually been paid for out of money that's been generated from the system itself. So it's like a no-brainer sort of solution right now because of the economics of the market.
Yeah, I mean, when you can save close to 50% on your energy bills, it is a no-brainer.
That's it. It's a nice, obvious solution.
What would you say is the biggest problem we need to solve right now?
Within the business or sort of wider sort of community,
E- Either or?
I think probably one that touches both sides is awareness and understanding. So, like for us, our big challenge is just making sure more people in the market are aware of the solutions that are out there. And for clients on the other end, like a lot of people don't know the technology or the solution exists because people may have looked at getting solar or installing sort of efficiency products even 2 years ago, as recently as that, and it didn't make economic sense. Like commercial solar in the UK was a very small market comparatively just 2 years ago, but the energy cost sort of changes have driven this whole new opportunity. So you've got people we'll speak to sort of on outreach campaigns and they'll say, no, we've looked at solar in the past, doesn't make sense for us. And then you talk them through the changes in the numbers and get them to realize, well, your bills have gone up by 5 times. That means solar is 5 times better. And when people understand that, there's sort of that light bulb moment. But that is the big challenge I'd say right now in the industry is getting people to know that actually solar is good now. It's like it may have not been before, but now it's this fantastic solution.
You see a lot of growth happening in the sector right now and in years to come.
Yeah, massively. I mean, in our sector right now, there's an absolutely phenomenal uptick in growth. I see sort of new companies popping up every week. So, as a co founder, my main responsibility is our marketing. My original background was marketing. I used to own an agency. So I'm in Google Ads console consistently, and every day I'm seeing in the competitor list like new brands popping up out of nowhere because people are jumping back into this industry. It used to be really big in the UK when there was a subsidy over here. That got cut, the market contracted massively. And then now it's really like a hockey stick growth trajectory at the moment. And I think that's going to get bigger and bigger actually because there's more and more demand, not only for solar, but for other products that sit behind it, like heat pumps in the UK. So we're quite old school in terms of HVAC. It's a lot of like gas heating systems, whereas we're moving towards electric and air to air systems, which mean you get cooling and heating. That's going to be a big thing. So yeah, massive growth, but that brings its own problems as well. You do get a lot of people sort of jumping on the bandwagon. And one thing that's happened in the past in the UK for solar at least, and I know in Australia, and actually I've got a lot of friends out in the States who do solar. You get people jump on the market when it's hot and then dive out and collapse their business when it starts going a little bit cooler. A lot of these fly by night companies, and also a lot of people who don't really know exactly what they're doing and even unintentionally end up mis-selling something and selling something on numbers that don't make sense, which is why we always use data as sort of our core. Other people will use like average numbers, and then a client may have been promised a 50 grand saving and only achieve 20 grand, and it just gives the industry a massively bad name. And certainly in the UK, there's sort of a lot of mistrust of the industry historically. And so, yeah, that's definitely a challenge that gets bought in by such a growth in the sector.
What would your advice be to some of our younger listeners who are just thinking about starting their first business?
I guess really the big thing for me, something I had to learn and I was really bad at learning, is just actually move, take action. Don't try and perfect something too much. Actually get out there, try it, fail, improve, try it again a little bit better, fail a little bit less, improve again. If you're sat there like at home trying to write a perfect pitch deck consistently because you think, you're going to need that for every client, like it's crazy, it's pointless. Like just get out there, try and sell something, try and grow something, try and build something, whatever your business is. Actually do the do. Don't try and plan too much because chances are you'll get a year down the line and your business will look 90% different to how you planned it anyway. So just get out there and learn and actually operate.
Yeah, it's not like school where you need a hand in the A paper. C plus, put it
That,
in. Let's see what happens next.
that's it. Good is good enough. It's a cliche one, but a great mantra to have.
Well, so Daniel, if one of our listeners want to get in touch with Path Energy or yourself, how could they do so?
So they can find us online. So we're on www.path.energy. It's one of these fancy modern domains, no .com, no .co.uk, just .energy. So PATH.energy.
Well, thank you, Dan, for being on the show, and thank you, everybody, for listening to another episode of Failing to Success. I'm your host, Chad Kalecki, with Cosmic Web Development and Design. Make sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time.